Hi, my love. So this is going to be your one question tarot reading, and we're going to be looking into basically the energy of your path, your line of work right now, the energy of it, and then I want to kind of pull for what it looks like moving forward. Anything that I do that's in future tense can change, so nothing is set in stone. Just keep in mind with that. I'm reading from the kitchen table, so because it's cooler in this part of the house, so if it's echoey and whatnot, that's why. And then I pulled just some random oracle decks that I feel would be a good feel. So we have angel therapy cards and angel answers. So first off, I want to pull for the energy of the workplace, so your career path right now. I want to see what that looks like. So let's look into this first. Ooh. I love it when the cards kind of fall out on their own. Okay. All right, so we have rebirth, we have self-mastery, and we have balance. Now, I'm gonna keep in mind that I don't normally read my energy cards in reverse, but they did come out in reverse when they fell. So that to me is kind of saying, especially with the balance card, which is the root chakra, this one to me is talking about you're currently imbalanced, your foundation is a little bit rocky, you're not as grounded with the job, which could be the reason why you're feeling very, rocky and iffy about it, is because it's not balanced at this moment, okay? The self-mastery card too is also in reverse, which is making me feel like you're not living up to your fullest potential when it comes to work, okay? Self-mastery is all about being well-balanced. So to me, the theme here is balance with energies, being an energetically just all on one page with your chakras and whatnot. And so what I'm seeing is that it came up in reverse, so I'm taking that as a sign from spirit that you're not living to your full potential with work. There's something else out there that interests you. There's something else out there that is kind of like tickling your fancy right now, and I feel like it's almost like you're afraid to dive into that because of the unknown, because of not knowing if it would be successful, because of change. I think when it comes to change, you may not do so well, or you feel like you won't do well, and so you prevent it from happening. Rebirth is also popping up for you, which is a transformation card. Obviously, we have the beautiful butterfly that's coming out of its cocoon phase. So anytime rebirth pops up, to me, this is saying that the career path that you're in right now is in the midst of a shedding phase. You're either thinking of changing careers, or there's something happening, some shift taking place, which may cause a need for a rebirth in the work department, okay? So it could be maybe your position is shifting. It could be maybe it's on the verge of ending, but whenever there's an ending, there's always a new beginning right after it. So it's one of those things where if you're feeling like the path is ending and you feel like that may be a possibility, to not let your fears start to dictate your thoughts. Because almost always when something ends, there is something new that happens. So it's like a door will open for you. You just don't fear it. You can't fear the unknown. Nine of Swords, the Hangman, King of Pentacles. So what I see here is that in this workplace, it's been causing you quite a bit of stress. It has you feeling like your hands are tied, that you really don't have much of a say-so in your line of work. So it's kind of making me feel like you don't have a lot of authority. And what's riding at the bottom of this that I pulled is the King of Pentacles, which is, he's all about being in control of your finances, being in control of your business, being able to, like I said, make ends meet and be a support system for family. Get down. And so I see that, you know, that a lot is riding on that. But to me, like the Hangman energy being like, it's stagnant energy. So it's kind of just telling me that this workplace is there's no growth involved. It's almost like it's just kind of been stale for quite a while, and you're just not up to your full potential there. The balance being off in the workplace as well is kind of showing me that this could be, and there's not a lot of teamwork. There's not a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's just not put together. It's not organized. I feel like it's just all over the place, and that's getting to be old for you. It's becoming more of a hassle than anything. I'm also reading this Nine of Swords with the Hangman, almost as like you're stressed about your decision to whether do you stay put, or do you move. I feel like you're definitely, like, your thoughts for movement have been coming up. We have be willing to forgive. We have cancel, clear, and delete. And you are a powerful light worker. I love it. I feel like those cards are kind of telling you, be willing to forgive. So be willing to forgive the situation or people involved that may have been causing this unbalance in the workplace. So if there's been drama perhaps and whatnot in the workplace, you know, being able to forgive and to move on from that. Because the cancel, clear, and delete card coming up is making me feel like you're actually going to be ready to cut your losses. I feel like if you do part ways from this workplace, you're going to want to make sure that you clear up any negative energy beforehand. This way for your peace of mind, and then also for your ability to move forward. And then also you are a powerful light worker. I like this card for you because I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that I said you're not living up to your full potential energetically. Whereas with the light worker, the path of doing, you know, light worker type of work, or even just diving into a new line of work that would allow you to be more spiritually free and liberated, would be good for you. Okay. So that's kind of that's the energy that I'm seeing from the workplace. So that tells me a lot. Oh, and then the fear card at the bottom of your deck is the Three of Wands. So, and Three of Wands is all about that essence of wanting to see what else is out there. Is the grass greener on the other side? Is there more to my life than what I have? What if I traveled? What if I did something different? Those are the kind of thoughts and ideas that are popping up. Sorry for the glare. There's a lot of glare because I have the window open. So there's a lot of thoughts and ideas popping up here, and I feel like this Three of Wands coming up as your fear and subconscious is these thoughts have been rolling around in your mind, but you haven't taken them seriously because I feel like you want to make sure that you are fulfilling that King of Pentacles role as being the breadwinner, as being able to support yourself as well as the family around you. And so I feel like that's kind of been really hard on you because you're not happy. And I feel like you're not happy. I feel like there's definitely something more that needs to happen here. Okay, let's see. Let's pull on what's to come. What is to come? What do you need? I am present, psychic development, grounding. I love it. Those are actually the cards I was just talking about. Let's see if the lighting is better. Maybe I should just close the window blinds. I thought it would be too dark in here. Grounding is exactly the energy that I was just talking to you about, okay? Which is needing to be more grounded and stable, and that's why you are feeling the way that you feel, like you're all over the place. The psychic development is your self-mastery part, okay? This is you devoting time to yourself and to the other interests that you have that maybe you're afraid will not allow you to make money off of, you know? I mean, I'm not saying like go and become this amazing psychic reader and doing that as a line of work, but I feel like your spirituality needs to play a role in this next phase of your work. So even if you do take a normal 9-to-5 type job, but you want something that's going to feel liberating spiritually, you know what I mean? Like maybe perhaps in this workplace that you're currently in, you struggle with being yourself 100%, like being authentic. And that's also a form of like, you're not grounded because you have to be someone you're not when you're at work. And so I used to actually struggle with that myself. Before I came out to my coworkers, you know, nobody knew that I was reading cards on the side and nobody knew I had those interests. I kept that to myself. And then finally one day I was like, you know what? These are just my coworkers. I don't live with them. I work with them. And I want my work to feel liberating because my home life at the time was very secret. And so I did come out to my coworkers and I did tell them about my interests and the things that I like to do. And it was liberating. So that's what I mean by that. Unless you do want to take a psychic, you know, a psychic kind of a detour and do that kind of work, then by all means. But, or as something on the side as well as, you know, doing what you do. But I feel like you need to kind of find a line of work that allows you to mesh the two lifestyles. So you have the lifestyle of everyday working to pay the bills, but then you also have your spirituality because your spirituality is a big piece of you. The present card also coming up is kind of saying when it comes into you looking into the future of what you want to do, you need to remain in the present moment. You cannot be living in the past and you definitely cannot be worried about the future. It's easier said than done, because I still struggle with that myself. But I feel like when you are focusing on the day to day, literally like looking at your day in the present, it makes things so much more easier to be in control than if you're looking so far ahead into the future and you're worrying about things that haven't even happened yet, you know, or you're looking in the past and worrying about mistakes or regrets that you've had. It's like you can't change that. So living in the present moment is going to also help you with this. We have 10 of Pentacles. We have 9 of Wands. We have the Empress. So to me, it's kind of like in the future of what's to come, don't give up on your dreams. I feel like that's like what the 9 of Wands is saying. Don't give up on your dreams. The 10 of Pentacles is revealing abundance. So there will be abundance flow coming your way. There will be new opportunities, and probably I'm seeing this as networking too. So making connections with people who are already in the line of work that you want to do. You just need to talk to them. But I feel like there is a shift happening with you. We have the Empress card. She's mother energy, which like, I know you, so I know you're very mama-like, very mother energy, mother bearer, but she's also creation and she's very creative too. She's very fertile. And so fertility meaning in the form of abundance. You can bring abundance into your work life. You can bring all of that when you feel grounded and spiritually put together. So I feel like those are some of the some of the elements that you are missing is because right now you're in a workplace where you don't feel grounded, and you're also in a workplace where you're feeling not liberated in yourself. You're not living to your full potential. So Temperance card, we have Temperance, we have King of Wands, and we have Wheel of Fortune. So I had that in mind when I was asking in my mind, what do you need to do to obtain this? So to me, the Temperance card, Temperance is always 50-50. It has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? You need to be 100%, not 50-50. You got to be 100%. So that Temperance card, juggling the water back and forth, that is the indecisiveness of what you want to do. You need to make up your mind. And that's the first step. You have to make up your mind and tell yourself, yes, I do want to stay put in this workplace, or no, I want to move and try something different. And once you make up your mind, then you can do the next move, which is the King of Wands energy, and he's action. He's all about action, but he's also all about owning what he does. He's owning his passions. He is very much of a leader. He's an authority figure, but he owns his passions, his heart sense, his sacral chakra. And so he's very, very passionate in everything that he does. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is allowing the ending of a cycle. It's a 10 card, so it's the ending of a cycle or a path, and then you see the wheel turning. It's like, what is the next phase? You have to be willing to say goodbye to things that no longer work for you. Walking away from a path that you've been comfortable in for so long, but if it's no longer fulfilling you, there's almost a need to move on. And there's other things out there. There's other opportunities out there. But if you're still living in fear, you're not going to see those opportunities for what they can be, the potentials, you know? So we have be assertive. I love it. So the angel cards, the answer cards are saying be assertive. To me, that's also King of Wand energy, is he's owning his decisions to what he wants to do in his life. So it's almost like the angels are saying being assertive, setting your boundaries, telling, you know, not only with yourself, but with the people you encounter. No longer being a welcome mat, you know, really setting your boundaries and making sure people are aware, hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for with work. What can you do to help me here? I feel is really important too. Cut your cords. I love it. Cutting your cords. So the angels are basically saying, and this is totally, ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. I feel like with this, if you do work with the angels and you're comfortable working with the angels, Archangel Michael would be the best one to help you get through this tough time. Cutting the cords is all about letting go. You're cutting those ties to these people or these workplaces or this energy that is just no longer fulfilling you. And in order to do that, you have to be assertive and you have to be able to own it and say, I'm no longer happy and I'm ready to move forward. It's also a matter of trusting the universe trusting that God is going to provide for you what you need in order to take the next step. And a lot of times it's really hard for us to trust because we don't know what's going to happen. So the unknown is scary for sure. But in this case, it's going to be really important for you to trust. Sometimes we're not meant to see what lies ahead because we have to work out the present challenges. But I definitely, energetically, feel you need to move forward. You're not at your full potential. And I feel like you're physically feeling it now that you're not at your full potential. You're just, if you come to work just as drained as when you left, it's just kind of like you're not doing anything that is fulfilling you in a form to liberate yourself. And that's what I want to see more of. Clarity, angels and masters, and then truth. Yeah, you'll know when you're in a line of work that is fulfilling you because the clarity, it'll be there. You won't be foggy. You won't be like questioning, is this worth my time? You'll know, you'll be able to see the situation for what it is. Angels and Masters is saying, you know, they're going to have your back, but also they're going to help you to feel energetically fulfilled. So there again, we have the chakras, which is the same, similar to that other card with the mastery, self-mastery. You need to be 100% balanced in all that you do. And you may not be 100% balanced in this current workplace because maybe you're utilizing your voice more so than feeling grounded, or you're in your headspace more than you are in your, you know, being grounded. You're definitely not grounded, that's for sure. And then we have the Truth card, which is, you know, you have the balance, the scales that are right there. But also the Truth card is just all about listening to what is 100% important to you. What is it that you desire? What is it that you need? And is this current work fulfilling that? A lot of times we get stuck on doing things because of the money. But if you're not fulfilled, you're not going to be happy. I love it. So the tarot is kind of saying the road ahead is going to be tough. Okay. The tarot isn't bullshitting. It's just saying it's going to be an uphill battle, but you can do this. Be strong and rely on your support system, because you do have it. You have a support system. You have people who are not going to let you drown. Okay. You have people who are not going to be judging you, that kind of thing. You need to rely on the support system. You being mama bear energy and always taking care of everyone else. Maybe now this is a time where the everything is flipped and you need to allow someone to take care of you. Okay. Yeah. We have the Devil card. The Devil card is what's holding you back, your fears. Okay. You were allowing yourself to be chained to this situation because you were afraid of what the outcome may be. You're afraid of what else is out there. And so I see that as just, it's a genuine, literally, your fears are what's holding you back, but you can set yourself free. Like you have it within you. This isn't something that needs to, like some miracle that has to happen in order for you to be set free from this situation. You can merely walk away. And so it's like, and allow yourself to be supported and taken care of and helped and assisted in any form. You don't always have to be the strong one. Shield yourself. Protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. So it's like the angels are saying to shield yourself from your fears, to shield yourself as you go through this shift. You're going to be protected and guided. You're going to be okay. I feel like it's one of those situations where you're going to do it and then you'll ask yourself, I wish I would have done it earlier. Why didn't I do this earlier? You're ready. So if you ask me, to me, this is a pretty good sign that I feel like you're ready for this next chapter in your line of career. I would start looking at options, you know, start building your savings account if you can. You can start cutting out budgets, like making a strict budget for yourself where you could maybe free up some extra money that you normally wouldn't have because maybe you're using it for like Starbucks trips or like, you know what I mean? Like start cutting corners and putting that money away to build yourself a little bit of a buffer, and start looking outside of what you've been doing. What else interests you? What is going to raise your vibration? What is going to allow you to be, you know, you're spiritually and authentically yourself, but also provide you the money that you need to survive. Network too, you know, utilize the people that you are friends with that know you, what kind of work you do. Maybe they know someone or someone knows someone that's offering a position, you know, that would still suffice your need to survive. And don't be afraid to settle for something that may pay less, but will still be just enough. Sometimes we have to live outside of our comfort zones to grow. Okay, so if you find something that would suffice paying the bills and the mortgage and or the rent or whatever, but it may not leave you with as much money extra as you're used to, then that's simply a lifestyle change that has to happen. But nothing will be difficult forever. I mean, eventually we get into that like comfort space where we feel better. So I feel like this is a time where you need to start planning if you haven't already. And also looking for travel. Like I've told you before in a reading, I feel like you are destined to be in another space and you're not destined to stay put. And so I would suggest looking for things maybe outside of your town or outside of your state. Okay. Because there's I feel like there's just something that's calling you. And it may be completely different from what you're used to doing, and that's when you know you're spiritually evolving. You're tapping into something that is more so aligned with what your spirit wants versus what you think you want, what your ego wants. There's ego-based jobs, and then there are spiritual positions where we just feel enlightened in the work we do. So like for me, I work at a library. I've worked in libraries since 2006, and I love working in libraries. I read in my free time. I just feel so empowered by books, but I'm also always been able to, after I finally came out, I've always been able to be myself around those people that I work with. They all know what I do. So, and that to me is spiritually liberating. I'm surrounded by books, which is what I love. And then I'm also surrounded by people who know who I am authentically. And they for the most part, they embrace that, you know, they allow me to be me. And I feel like that to me is an amazing thing. And I wouldn't give that up for anything else. I've been in other jobs that have paid better, in certain instances, but have just been literally a job. And those are the most exhausting positions ever. So I feel like for you, it might be the same thing. It might be, you know, you need to be spiritually liberated. And what kind of work would do that for you? Would you be around animals? Would you be around certain spiritual based people? Would you be working, you know, with, you know, working in a group setting with a lot of people, or doing more solo work? So you have to really start to think about all those things. I wish I could give you more insight, but I can't, you know, tell you what to do or where to go, because that's not my job to do that. That's up to you. But I can tell you that I feel like there is a shift happening with you, and you've been feeling it. And so when you're feeling stressed and just out of sorts, and you're constantly unhappy and worried, and all of these negative energies coming at you every single day, it is a sign that you need to move on. Usually that is a sign from the universe that what you are doing is no longer fulfilling you, and there needs to be growth, change, rebirth, transformation. Okay? So with that, my love, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I hope this helps you out, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.